This lesson is the fourth of a series that show how to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. This is an example of an equation where the leading coefficient isn't 1, so there can be scary fractions. In the previous examples, the quadratic equations have all had a leading coefficient equal to 1. After all, you know that when a quadratic equation begins with x squared, it's really 1x squared. This method for solving quadratic equations only works when the leading coefficient is equal to 1. Here's an example of an equation where the leading coefficient isn't equal to 1, and how to deal with it. Begin by moving the constant term out of the way by adding 3 to both sides. For 5x squared plus 9x equals 3. Next, since the leading coefficient is 5, divide both sides of the equation by 5. And you have a quadratic expression where the leading coefficient is equal to 1. Take the coefficient of the middle term, 9 over 5, and divide by 2 for 9 over 10. Then 9 over 10 squared equals 81 over 100. And 81 over 100 is the number you need to complete the square. So add 81 over 100 to both sides of the equation. Then on the left side of the equation, this quadratic expression factors as x plus 9 over 10 squared. And on the right side of the equation, 3 over 5 plus 81 over 100 is 60 over 100 plus 81 over 100, which is 141 over 100. And remember, for this quadratic expression, this number, the middle coefficient divided by 2, is always the factor. So you don't have to worry about how to factor this complicated expression. Next, take the square root of both sides. For x plus 9 over 10 equals plus or minus radical 141 over 10. Then subtract 9 over 10 from both sides. For x equals negative 9 over 10 plus or minus radical 141 over 10. Since both terms have a common denominator of 10, you can combine them for the final answer, x equals negative 9 plus or minus radical 141 all over 10. Using a calculator, you can estimate solutions 0.29 and negative 2.09. Be sure to check the solutions. For 0.29 and negative 2.09, this lesson has been brought to you by the Math Fun Academy. Its continuing mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new math and new equations. Boldly go where no math student has gone before.